What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about HBAR today, Hedera hash graph. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It's just Hedera. There's no Hedera hash graph anymore. It's just Hedera. It used to be Hedera hash graph. So much more fun to say. Hedera just sounds too professional for me. But anyways, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get into it, you guys. We got 22 hours left in this day, the 17th of May, sitting at about 19 cents now. You found your low down here on April 7th, right at about 12.4 cents right there. A lot of the market found their relative lows at April 7th. In comparison to the average performance of the average coin in the markets, 45% seems to be the standard. Let's check into HBAR, see what it's doing from its lows here. You're up a whole 53%, so that's nice. A little bit above the average standard. That's what we expect, right? Around average, but above average, right? Not like the best performing crypto in the whole space, but a safe investment that will likely outperform the average coin. So that's this thing here. I think that it's going to do very well if we're looking at this. And when I say it's not going to do the best out of the whole space, I'm talking about like you're not going to get a 100x with this by the end of the cycle, a 1000x with this by the end of the cycle. There will be coins that do that, but they're probably here now and gone then kind of coins, right? 19.1 cents now. Looking at this on your daily RSI perspective, you're looking really constructive, really productive here. I like these higher highs coming in. I like these higher lows coming in. You've got a nice trajectory going on. It really wouldn't surprise me if you found support somewhere around this area. You could go lower. Absolutely, you could. And let's entertain that thought first before talking about finding support. But just looking at the RSI, I really do like this area. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. We'll build back out to the daily. Okay, looking at the 1 hour time frame, you are in the oversold zone. So as far as like your low goes, this is probably it. By the time you watch this video, I would think between now and the next like few hours, you're probably going to have some resolution here. That really could have been the low right there. Let's see if it is. Let's see if we can validate that low to high. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good right there, you guys. That's looking pretty good. This looks like a head and shoulders pattern. That's what that looks like. And let's just see if it is a head and shoulders. What would that measure move take you to, right? Low here to the high there. You put that right at the breakout, the neckline right there. That would take you all the way down to 17 cents. You're at 19 cents now. Could you go to 17 cents? Let's see. Could that be your reality, your fate? Let's see. Low here to a high there. What would that be percentage-wise from a drop? It could happen. Yeah, that actually might make sense. In all fairness, that is ahead. That's a pretty perfect looking. You know what? Let's get you on another one here. H bar, something with volume on it. I want to look and see, right? Are we on a 4 hour basis? This head and shoulders is more obvious on a 1 hour. The volume isn't right. The volume is definitely not right. Coinbase isn't the best signal for what volume is, but I mean it's one of them. It's the second biggest exchange in the world, so the volume is not right for a head and shoulders pattern. So my non-financial advice here, not a financial advisor, not financial advice here. My thoughts would be that we could go lower, but we might not have to. We might be absolved of seeing this target area of about 17.6 cents, the measure move of this head and shoulders, because the volume profile is wrong. And it might just look like a head and shoulders, but it actually isn't. At any rate, at any cost, whatever, from a low to a high right here, you are at the golden ratio, the relative golden ratio. You are at the low ends of the 1 hour RSI. I suspect you will have resolution of this move to the downside soon, okay, very soon. Whether it's here, whether it's at 18.4 cents, or maybe as low as 17.5 cents. Yes, 17.5 would be like your lowest low that you could go to. And that does line up with this measure move idea. So maybe you do go to 17.5 cents anyways. But I don't think that as far as time goes, it's going to be too much longer lived. I think that you're going to see the brunt of it now and probably going into tomorrow too. Just because you find your low in the RSI does not mean that you find your low in the price. You can move up and then get a higher low in the RSI while providing a lower low in the price. That's called bullish divergence, right? We see that happen. So from a time perspective, definitely getting toward the end of this move down. Your 1 hour RSI has been in a downtrend, lower lows, lower highs throughout the whole thing. You started that back in May 8th, right? Around the time that you've kind of just been in this consolidation phase here. Yes, overall, you were moving up higher, but just relative to like this here, it's most of this downtrend in the 1 hour is around this consolidation phase here. So I suspect when this 1 hour consolidation phase on the 1 hour RSI consolidation, when that breaks out, that will likely lead to a breakout of this consolidation in the price as well. You're at the base area of this consolidation in the RSI. So my expectation would be you're going to have some momentary resolution here at the very least. You will see, maybe a the low could be here. It could be a little bit lower and then you move up, or maybe the low is coming in and it'll be here, you know, later today or early Sunday or something like that. But soon enough, you will find your low. And I think as early as Sunday, if not Monday, you will be recovering and moving higher. So that's nice to see. 4 hour time frame here. Looking like you do want to go down. Yes, 4 hours just getting oversold as well. I mean, let's look at this. The last time that you got oversold was here, and you barely got oversold. But let's just look at this, right? Here you were. You got oversold right here on this candle. Was that the low? No. From a time perspective, from the high to the low, let's put a line right there, right? Time perspective. Don't think price perspective. Think time perspective. From the time that you started moving down to the time this low happened, was this close to the low? Yes, that's what it means. When you get oversold, you're close in a time perspective to the low. The fact that you also were close in a price perspective is nice, but that's not always the case. You know, time does not always mean that you're close in price. You know, this here, that was a 4% drop. That's not that big of a deal. This same kind of essence in another chart could be a 20% drop. You know what I mean? So it's not, don't think of this in a price perspective. Think of it as a time perspective that you could go lower, but you're very near your low, if anything. So being here at the oversold zone now, I think you're very near your low. Couple of days to the downside at the most, and then you'll be rocking. You'll be rocking and rolling from a low here to a high. That was not the low, but that was the high. So let's get this on the low there. The low to the high. You're at the golden ratio now. Nice. You're at the golden ratio here, and you're at the golden ratio on the extensions too. That's a double whammy right there, man. And pair that with prior areas of resistance as support. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't think this is a head and shoulders pattern. I think really looking at it, it looks like just like a falling wedge, and you're clearly getting to the end of it. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Here at 19 cents, I think you have found your low. And if not, you're absurdly close to it in price. I can't imagine you going below 18.5 cents. Man, I mean, maybe at the most 17.5 cents for, if you want to be honest, and I guess be real, 17.5 cents, sure. But I doubt it. I doubt you go below 18.5, but we'll see. You're at 19.1 cents now. A little bit of consolidation over the weekend while it's boring and there's less volume. And then going into next week, I think you'll be moving higher, right? You've got these higher lows here. You got these higher highs here. It looks like you're on a path higher. Looks like you do want to go higher. I would suspect that next week, you know, a lot of people look at these kind of parallel channels and they assume because it's slanted to the upside, well, you can't break out to the upside. You're probably going to break out to the downside, right? And sometimes, most of the time, maybe that's how it happens, but I wouldn't be surprised if you not only went up to this upside, seeing 25 cents, 24 cents, something like that in respect to this channel. I wouldn't be surprised if you did that sometime next week, but also if you broke through it and saw prices that were as high as like 30 cents or above that next week. Certainly by the end of the month, I think that you're on your way higher. I think you will see dramatically higher prices. From a high here to a low there, the expectation would be, 0.5382. You're probably going to move right on up to your golden ratio. By the end of this month, I would expect at least 25 cents, if not 28 cents by the end of the month. If you're not here, the reason for that is you're up here. If you're not at 26 to 28 cents by the end of May, it's because you're at 31 to 35 cents instead, right? And then inevitably, you will break out. You will see new all-time highs. The price area that we're anticipating by the end of June, early July, is something on the lines of like this area here, right? Something between $2.65 and $1.77. I'm shooting for that $2 zone just below there, but you could go just above there too. You're at 19.1 cents now, HBAR. You've got a good prospect ahead of you, good aspirations ahead of you. I don't know if I have anything else that I want to say. I'm assuming that you do find support here, so that's good. 3-day time frame looks very good as well. Everything about this looks like you mean business, man. And again, just showing where we get that target from beyond the fibs. From a low to a high here, I think it's clear as day that you're in a bull flag. Low to high, that measure move of your bull flag would take you basically right to $1.16, okay? Your measure move from a high to a low on the fibs, it takes you right between, is this right? No, sorry, it should be this high. It takes you right between, what? Why is this different now? Was it this fib that I was looking at? Hold up now. Hold on. I'm all confused and backwards. Why? I swear the 2618 was somewhere else before. Interesting. Whatever. That's fine. It'll still work, but it's the targets might be a little bit lower than I thought originally. But what were we measuring from a second ago that gave us? I swear the 2618 was all the way up above. It was like 265 or something. Anyways, is it here? No, I don't know. Anyways, I'm not going to go back and figure it out. The measure move here would take you above the 1886200 area, so likely you don't stop here. You'd at least go above 2272, which is at about $1.50. So $1.50 to $1.88, that might be a more appropriate target. If you don't stop there, I definitely wouldn't be surprised if you go above $2. Which that makes more sense. This is more what I was thinking whenever I was first saying that stuff. It's just when I looked at it earlier, the 2618, I swear, replay this video and tell me if I'm crazy, man. It was at like 265 or something. I just don't know where I drew that fib from. Oh my goodness. Okay. The low. My bad. There it is. That's why, because I didn't have the low there. Okay, so the measure move now. Let's get this back on. I'm sorry, guys. Little detour here. Little detour on our path back to sanity. Your measure move takes you right to your 1886200 level. If you don't stop here, and I don't think that you do, I think you'll see a stronger move because you're breaking out to new all-time highs, right? HBAR, with this next movement, will be breaking out to new all-time highs. This is its all-time history chart, right? You'll be seeing new all-time highs. You've been in this grand consolidation phase of like a historical life chart. When you break out, I doubt you see the same measure move that you saw here. I bet it's a stronger move, one of the strongest moves you've probably ever seen. So with that, measure move stops here. If you're not stopping here, where are you stopping? Well, the minimum next zone would be $1.77, which would put you just around $2. And that actually makes more sense to me. 265 at the highest. I do think that's a bit of a high target, but something around $2, but just below it, maybe even just above it, is more of what my thoughts are. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Weekly RSI looks phenomenal. Everything about this says it wants to go higher. It's just maybe for like a day or two, you consolidate a little bit more. All right, bye-bye.